Well, anyway, thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing I like better than beer with my 3 buddies and...
Yay!
Thanks for coming, Diane.
Hey, man.
Yeah. So anyway, whose turn is it?
Oh, I think
just
it's...
finished.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just finished? Oh, my turn.
And that is an 8.
Okay. So I need 4 cards. That's an 8.
How come you need 4 cards?
Because you have to always stock back up to 5.
That's cheating.
Oh. Would I know?
I knew that because I have
now,
a penis.
do I take the one off of here?
Because he has a penis.
I have a penis because I knew that.
Right.
Okay,
don't
what
tell
is
me
this?
that.
9, 10.
I only have 3 cards in my hand. Where do
You're
I
getting
get 2
screwed.
more?
Don't even
Okay,
know
I'm
it.
done. It's your turn.
You get them from Do I have me? to kiss them?
Uh,
Okay. So
you get 2 more to make 5,
Okay,
right?
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so now what do I do?
Oh,
What
my
number are we
God. Do you guys ever get public access?
Yeah. So he's up to 10?
I saw the weirdest show
I can't do anything.
the
What was
other
it?
night.
Oh.
I don't know. There was a
Yeah.
bunch of guys dressed up as girls.
What?
Yeah. I think they call it the Nancy
Was
Boys.
it on 17?
Oh, that channel.
Yeah.
One of those channels?
It's on 17. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
I've
I
seen
will
it.
draw.
What'd you
You've
think?
seen it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh.
Bunch of guys prancing around in dresses.
You think they're gay?
Probably.
Oh my God.
Like I would know.
You know that chicken recipe was really good, though.
Chicken.
Saturday night chicken? It was good.
So you
Yeah,
saw
I
it
really
too?
enjoyed it. Yeah. I don't know.
And he's willing to admit that he tried the recipe
Press.
on that show.
Oh, I was just perusing, you know.
Yeah.
By accident, I landed on it. Sure.
Yeah, and then this one time I saw this. Like it was like the Flying Nun, except for she was dressed in this bright purple blue.
What was that?
Oh, no, I think they call it periwinkle. I don't know. She was a piece of work. I mean, she was interesting. She was talking about all this art.
She was hot.
She was hot.
That's hot.
You go for a habit, huh, Diane?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh Lord.
Say hallelujah, brother. Say
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah!
Okay.
Oh.
I genuflect,
Absolutely.
but I'm holding a drink.
And they're going to be 100th episode?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
weird.
Yeah, they're talking
They
about
must
it
have been
coming up.
around a while.
They have been.
Huh.
Well, God, they're hagged out.
Oh, did you notice that too? Wow. Talk about your grannies.
Yeah, they're like,
Maybe it's a show for older people.
it might be. It might be.
That sounds like a great show. I mean, just to look at now and then.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of makes me want to explore other sides of myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what sides would those be, I wonder?
Well, the backside.
Oh, well then.
Yeah.
I think you're next.
Oh, is it my turn? All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ronnie Day,
I'm Danny K.
and we're
the Nancy Boys. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Welcome to our 100th episode. My
Wow.
gosh, Dan, we've been doing this how long?
A while.
10, 11 years.
10, 11 years.
Yeah.
And boy, have we had some fun on the show.
We have had a lot of fun, and there's been a lot of creativity that we've been able to express. Thank you for that.
Thank you
Yeah.
for being on this journey with
Absolutely.
me. And thank you for being our audience.
We started out doing our show opening really, I think, pretty fun, and we didn't have it on that long because we came up with new technology.
Yeah, it was very cute.
Do you remember the theme song?
And the picture frame.
Yeah.
And make your own kind of music.
Make your own kind of music, and that's what we wanted this show to be all about, was having the freedom to make your own song, to sing the way you want, and that's what we've done.
Absolutely. And
So-
boy, it hasn't been fun.
It has. Let's take a look at our first opening, just snippets here and there. We won't bore you too long with it, but here we go. Hit it, girl.
You gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along.
Gosh, Danny K, wasn't that fun?
That was great.
We had a lot of fun putting that together
That was
with
wonderful.
our choreography.
Yeah, wasn't it great? And the picture frame was your idea. Right?
Yeah. And then we just hung that there and superimposed all the pictures.
And then I think our computer crashed
Yeah,
and we lost it.
Yeah.
The opening was gone.
and so we created a new one. And I had learned Carrara 3D Basics, and I'd done a lot of different show openings with Carrara. Boy, was that work intensive. But I was really proud of the result of this one. Let's take a look at the second one, still with Make Your Own Kind of Music, and a lot of graphics. Enjoy.
Sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. So if you cannot take my hand, and if you must be going, I will understand. You gotta make your own kind of music. Sing your
Ronnie
own
Day does all the
special
3D graphics in our show.
Mm.
And then I think our computers crashed again.
Yes.
And Ronnie Day had to get back to the task of one more opening.
Start over. And I think we became a little bit more conscious of being careful about using copyrighted music and all that. And that's how we got introduced. And you'll hear more about him later. But Jack Shell,
Oh,
beautiful,
yeah.
wonderful music. And we created a new opening that's a little bit shorter and to the point so that you can get right into the show.
Yeah.
And here that one is. And with that, welcome to our 100th episode. Enjoy. Bye.
Bye. Hey, Ronnie Day.
Hey, Daddy K.
So how did we come up with this name?
Well, actually,
I think you did.
well, you know, your first show had the most clever name, and I was tempted. I wanted to use it, but we wanted to start fresh. But
Yes. That's
your
what
first show was,
Get Off My Dress?
that's cute.
That
That's
was-
cute.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we wanted to come up with a name that was fresh and different and a little bit secretive, but it's the Nancy Boys. Now, where did that come from? It came from the British. In England, if you are gay, you're a Nancy boy. So I thought, well, that's kind of cute, and we are
Yeah.
Nancy boys.
Yeah, it works.
And it brings the drag element into it, too,
Yeah.
and that's how we became the Nancy Boys.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I wanted a name that reflected where I came from.
Yes.
MargO from FargO. It's the only one that rhymed with FargO.
As you can tell, Dan is from FargO. He has that good Midwestern sensibility about him. Wholesome, good looks.
And you were born in FargO too.
I was born in FargO. We were actually born almost 9 months apart in the same hospital in FargO.
Different mothers.
Yeah, but very much. And both of their first names start with E. We won't tell you what they are.
Interesting.
Privacy. Yeah.
Privacy.
And that's how we got our name. And I'm BJ, Bev Johnson.
Oh, sure. And you've done a lot of spirituality. I think your book corner has really been one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think, well, for the past 25 years, I've been exploring my spirituality and really being fearless and going to places that a lot of people don't go. And part of that exploration led me to do this BJ's Book Corner.
It's very sentimental.
Yeah, and so here's a little glance at some of the highlights from BJ's Book Corner.
Enjoy.
Good evening, and welcome to BJ's Book Corner.
Every week we're going to be taking you through another book, talking about it, lessons we've learned from it, things that we can explore. Well, it opened my eyes. If you have one book to read to open your eyes, it's going to be Out on a Limb. It's amazing how much that book taught me and opened my eyes to other ways of thinking. But I choose to be more open-minded and realize that God is so big that He can speak to us through the Bible as well He has, through the Buddhist religion, through the Muslim religion, and through modern current day prophets. And I believe that God will always send messages to us that will touch us in a certain way, and we need a lot of different messengers. Emmanuel is one of those messengers. Now I'm going to read you a little synopsis here out of The Choice for Love, and it is one of the neatest passages, and I love this, okay? So listen good. What does the voice of fear whisper to you? Fear speaks to you in logic and reason. It assumes the language of love itself. Fear tells you, I want to make you safe. Love says, you are safe. Fear says, give me your symbols, give me your frozen images, give me something I can rely on. Loving truth says, only give me this moment. Fear would walk you on a narrow path, promising to take you where you want to go. Love says, open your arms and fly with me. Every moment of your life, you are offered the opportunity to choose love or fear. To tread the earth or to soar the heavens. Well, I know for me, I'd rather soar. Pick up the books. I think you'll like them. They'll speak to your soul. This has been BJ at BJ's Book Corner. Take care.
Welcome back. And then we started a little bit of food elements, the Saturday Night Chicken.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
I love Saturday Night Chicken. It's a recipe of my mother's, and it's always a staple. Let's take a look. All right.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Eat This. I'm lucky enough to be sharing the kitchen tonight with that incredibly handsome and talented Danny Kaye. Danny, I think he's coming right up right now.
Danny! Hi, BJ! How's it going? It's been a while. Good to see you here.
Everybody's good at cooking something. I'm going to
Oh boy, that looks great. It's got that dark crustiness over the top.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Would you like some?
Oh, that's tasty. That's so flavorful.
Saturday Night Chicken, just like Eunice, my mom used to make.
Thanks, Eunice.
Thanks, Eunice.
And thank you for watching.
Yes. Take care. We're going to eat. Bye-bye.
Grades of custard bits.
Now, you've got a couple characters on the show.
I do, and one of my most bizarre characters I think I've ever done, and I have no idea where she came from, but it's Martiqua. Just trying to be goofy, trying to get out there, and kind of making fun of French people, because it's so easy. It is.
I thought you did a beautiful job.
Well, thank you. Let's take a look at some of Monica's most shining moments.
Enjoy.
Bonsoir, ma chérie. This is Monica. I am French. And I love being French. I tell you, I come to you here from the lovely restaurant Chez MargO, and I want to talk to you from my heart. You know, we as a French people, we as French, are bourgeoisie. We are it, man. French, which is ever so special, and special, escargot. And I just want to say, if you're not French, what difference does it make?
Thank you, Monica.
You're welcome.
And now you.
He's so
also-
French.
Now you also did the blue hair lady.
Oh, you know what? That is my favorite.
The
That is
side
my
projects?
favorite thing I've done on the show is Dash Tube Dina, because it's total freedom. And I know I get a little gross. I know I get a little graphic, and some religious and political beliefs pop out there in a fun way. But it's a way to express my feelings and thoughts.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some highlights from Dash Tube.
Oh! Oh my. It is not mixed. Rub. That balloon on the wood. On the wool. Thinking about wood. Oops. Put the balloon. Oh my goodness. You see that? That's a trip. That is something. Wow. I like it. Now
I have been so probed, it just isn't right. The probing is getting to be a bother. Just a little test. Now, kids, I don't recommend drinking to abuse. I don't recommend it till you're 21. And even after that, think long and hard before you get addicted. No, you're an addict. Well, you don't want to wear that on your sleeve now, do ya? It's not pretty. But you know, years of therapy and actually a couple years of denial has helped a lot. You know, what's the point of reality when there's so many other alternatives? Now you give that a good thought. Now we're gonna do this shot just like I used to do at the strip club. All right? We're going. But let's just take a nice sip. Nice. I'm sorry, that's homogeneous. That's like you put the words homo together with genius. Homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture. A combination of two or more substances that is the same throughout. But anyway, love yourself, accept things that happen, and be a great, strong leader in the world. Because that's what we need. People that believe in helping other people more than just what they can get for themselves. So welcome to the planet, young'uns, and thanks once again for joining me, Test Tube Tina, in Weird Science.
Thanks, Ronnie Day. And you know what? One of my favorites is working with you.
Oh.
Bloomin' Idiots.
Bloomin' idiots. Yeah.
Now talk about your best, I don't know, your Carrera 3D there is phenomenal.
Well, that was a piece of work. We might show you the whole thing because I'm so proud of it.
It's very cool.
Yeah, and then you have always been interested in flowers and gardening and floral design. And so we just took your ideas and put them there in this series, which is one of our favorites. I think you were very pretty. I think you looked a little bit like Anne Margaret. I think you were very pretty, Dan.
Thank you.
I mean, MargO.
Enjoy.
Good evening. This is BJ with another episode of Bloomin' Idiots.
Hi, everybody.
Speak of the devil, there she is again, and she's no idiot. She's an absolute goddess of floral arranging. So let's learn from the best, shall we?
Well, you are kind of the mistress of blooms, aren't you?
Well, I just love living things. So I like to suck the life out of them and keep them around for a while.
That's kind of tragic. They just start dripping chemicals?
Dripping chemicals.
It's like some friends I know after a bender. Alrighty then.
But try to remove them from the glycerin on time so you avoid the sticky problem. Bottom of it.
Okay.
That way, it keeps your eyes traveling from the beautiful blooms down to the bottom of the vase.
Just like me on the road. His eyes were up and down me, up and down me, up and down me, like a searchlight.
And that's another helpful pointer from BJ. And now balance. It's important to be well balanced, apparently. Everybody?
And there's a little tip on floral arranging thanks to MargO from FargO and her fabulous idea right here on
Bloomin' Idiots! Goodbye, everybody!
Bye, everybody.
See you again!
Good to see you.
Thanks, you bloomin' idiots. Hey, I think for sure another highlight of our whole journey was going to Italy and taking the time. We were actually at an Italian Il Refugio, what do they call that, a villa? Mm-hmm. And we had filmed the girls there because we really didn't want to go out in the streets of Italy in drag. And then Ronnie Day and Danny Kaye went and did the actual reporting on the streets of Italy. But what a trip.
It was fantastic.
Oh, and what a nice adventure to see Italy and its history and to really study it. It was interesting.
Oh, and we learned actually some Italian.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you'll notice in some of our segments though that we are drippy. That Mediterranean sun
Oh,
beating
hot, hot,
down
hot.
on us.
Yeah.
I think you actually put an indoor fan outdoors trying to blow some of that air
Oh.
around us, but it was hot and
Hot.
sweaty.
So thank God we had those Venetian fans and umbrellas.
We move them practically like, I don't know, propellers on an airplane.
Yeah.
though. You don't see them
Hot.
so fast. Yeah, all of that was real.
So let's take a look at some of our Italian episode highlights. Enjoy and come on the journey.
Welcome to another Nancy Boys Super Tuscan Adventure!
It goes around the world just la 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 la.
When in Rome, I'll do it again in Rome. When in Rome, we'll do as the Romans do. Oh, my goodness.
Are you ever a little talent? She's
I
just
tell ya.
bursting.
And if you throw 3 coins in, you will find true love in Rome.
Oh, my goodness.
Hopefully when you come back.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Is it true?
His love made me beautiful.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
So beautiful.
I wonder why.
So beautiful. The men of Florence rock.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And the outfits of the Polizia, I believe that's how you say it,
Policia.
Polizia, were wonderful. Again,
I think I'm going back to Spain.
good eye candy.
But the Federale.
Ciao, man. Here we are on the piazza of love. Amore. Next night away, you Nancy boys.
Oh my god, this is the best I've ever done.
In Napoli, where love is king, when boy meets girl, here's what they say.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world's
Chianti Valley. Now, Chianti's got a lot to do with wine, so pay attention.
Stupido Americano. Chiani.
Chianti! The Chianti! Let's say that together. Chianti!
Walked around the streets of Venice with 2 escorts. to keep them upright so they could have a dress longer than the next lady. It was very competitive. Also on the streets, here comes a big boat. What's on it? And okay, back to the trains. Now that we've been so lovely distracted. Yeah, you might want to come here. It looks pretty good, all across the board.
Ah, porque tudo é tão triste. A beleza que existe, a beleza que não é só minha, que também passa sozinha. Ah, se ela soubesse que quando ela passa, o mundo sorrindo se enche de graça e fica mais lindo por causa do amor.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes ah. When she walks, she's like a samba that swings so cool and sways so gently, that when she passes, each one she passes goes ah.
Hallo, guten Tag, Nancy Boy. Wir sind hier in Cortona. We are in Cortona now. And now, cut.
Wonderful.
We have had an interesting group of characters on our show. Besides ourselves.
Yeah. And I think one of the most interesting is our good friend, Selena.
Hi, Selena.
Hi, Selena. Not only is she pretty, and she has such a high voice. Yes, that was special effect. But she taught us about car care. Take a look.
Yes, enjoy.
Una aventura es más bonita si no miramos el tiempo en el reloj. Una aventura es más bonita.
Hello everybody, welcome to Selena's Rack, where we're going to save you some money and do some fabulous at-home automotive.
Una aventura es más bonita si hacemos creer a los demás que no hay amor. Una aventura es
Hey,
más bonita.
Miss Selena,
Yes?
would you show me how to change my windshield wipers?
Let's definitely do it today.
Because you know what? I always spend a lot of money having other people do it for me, and I hear it's pretty simple.
It's very simple, and you can do it in almost half the price.
Teach me, oh goddess of the rack. Let's do it.
Okay,
All right.
you can pick one of those up almost any place, darling.
Cool.
And what you're going to do is you're going to look for the little nozzle.
All right.
You're going to see the little nozzle. And what we're going to do is we're just going to twist that right on. Oh, a little dirty there.
Oh.
Oh, and look, he's ever so ready with the rag. We'll go dry.
All right, so how often should you check your battery?
It's just up to you. I mean, if you have a new battery like yours, you can go a couple months.
Okay, a couple months.
Yep, but if you have an older battery, you're going to want to check it
All right.
a little bit more often.
Okay, what do we
How much do they usually charge you?
I have no idea. I have credit cards.
See, that's what our problem is. That's why we don't learn how to do it ourselves, darling.
I know. And every time they see a pretty girl like you coming,
What do they think? Cha-ching!
oh, totally. Or a pretty guy like me. Cha-ching! Oh, I tell you, Selena, you are the deal. And I want to thank you for teaching me so much about the battery.
Like I said, batteries are very important in a girl's life.
And what do you always say, honey?
Honey, if you love it, lube it.
See you later from Selena's Rack.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for reviewing some of the highlights from our shows from the last 10 years. Now we're going to go into seeing some of our regular guests, their opinions, their thoughts, and just sharing what it's been like to be on this show in the last 10, 11 years.
Great idea, great idea. And you can always feel free to email us with your favorites.
Yeah.
All right?
Bye everybody.
Well, hello, my dear. How are you? I am wonderful, primarily because I get to see you. I miss you. I haven't seen you in a long time, and I'm really happy that you could be here with us today, because this is really important. At least it feels like it is to me, and I'm glad that you can be here with us, because we are talking about our 100th episode celebration.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
It is rather amazing. We've been through so much, and we've done so many different things.
Yep.
And to have you be a part of it has been a joy for me. It's made the projects that we did that much more fun, and we taught a lot more, we shared a lot more information, but I feel like you're part of our family.
Well, thank you. I feel like I'm part of your family
well,
too.
Good.
I
I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. You travel a long way to be here with us every time that you are, and that makes it even more of a big deal that you're willing to do that.
Happy to do it. Happy to do it.
Excellent. And I think, just to get us started, I want you to talk a little bit about why you felt like the material that you had to share with us was something that would benefit our show.
I felt, at the time I was working for the government, and we had a lot of people that I managed going through transitions from different agencies, and there were problems, and that's why I wrote those programs to enlighten people about what's involved in a transition, how it's done, what to do, what not to do. And also I wrote one on hate crimes, because that I've never understood that. If we don't understand something in our society, we want to destroy it because we can't understand it. So that's why I wrote that program, and I think that's helped.
Well, and I think the fact that we ran into each other at a transgender conference and had a chance to talk a little bit, and
my gosh, that was back in 2008.
Yeah.
Oh, that's over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how time flies. And so much has happened since then.
Well, and it was important. I mean, we had important information to share, and I saw it as something that our show hadn't touched on a lot yet, and I really wanted us to do that. I'd been going to a lot of the transgender conferences for a huge number of reasons, and I just thought, well, this would be an excellent way to bring a new face into our family and onto the camera, and to share some really important information. I think information that I had difficulty getting access to without you. So I figured, well, obviously there would be others that would have that same difficulty. So maybe we can share it all in one place at one time. And it was rough material to cover. It was emotional, it was difficult to get through, but that just made it all the more important, I think. And, whatever it is we end up deciding to do together in the future of this show, I'm eager to see what it is, and I have no doubt that you will come up with something crazy and silly, just like always, which is why you're part of our family, because you're just as nuts as we are, and that's why you fit in so well. In the time since we've done our initial project, do you feel like there's been any additional information that you feel like you want to share with us?
I know that they were doing research in Australia back a couple of years ago, and they discovered some sort of a receptor gene that causes transgenderism.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if it's been absolutely proven yet, but with this test, they can test the baby when it's first born, and they can tell you, if this baby should be male or female. It's just a guideline.
Okay. So would you say is it in any way connected to the mapping of the genome and that project?
I believe it
so
is.
that's how that information has come in. Interesting. I wasn't even aware that that was a possibility. That's really amazing. No, we should look into it and see what more we can find out. And maybe put another project together.
There you go.
Talk to everybody about it. So we have something in the future to look forward to. Let's see. About the hate crimes project. I think that's one of the most difficult things that I was a part of on the show, at least emotionally. And it was difficult for me to continue to be my bubbly diva self while we were talking about something so horrendous. But if we don't talk about it, then people don't know.
Right.
And no matter how horrible it needs to be talked about openly, honestly, and unflinchingly so that people know just how horrible it really is. Because unless they do, we can't really expect to see a change, I don't think.
I think your show has really helped to open new minds to new ideas. And I think it's really helped. I believe that when you transition and you go out there, if you're not throwing it in somebody's face and you just go about your business, people will accept you. I mean, I have no problem being who I am. And I think it's because of the education efforts of people like yourself, opening new minds to new ideas and being transgender, what it's like.
I hope that's true. I hope we have done that. And thank you. I appreciate you saying that. It's, feedback from anybody is valuable. And it's why one of the greatest things I think I've gotten out of this show is the feedback that we've gotten from our viewers and their comments and questions. And it, not only does it help me to realize the extent to which people really are connected to what we're doing, but it also maybe gives me a guideline for, a new direction to go in and questions to address that we hadn't thought about, that kind of thing. And so I think our projects together created a lot of that. And that's good. That's what we were hoping for. If our viewers are at all interested in taking a look at the projects that we've done and the material that Diane put into those projects, we now have everything archived on the website. So you can go to thenancyboys.com and take a look at any of our episodes, but also this material too. So thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
I'm eager to see what we do next.
Yep. Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, how's it going, girl?
Well, pretty good. How are you?
Fine.
Great.
Did you hear? We reached number 100.
You know what? I did. And I think that's amazing.
One big wow for us?
Wow!
Who's fabulous?
We are! And they are!
Thank you for all your emails, everybody. We really couldn't be here without them.
That's right. At least the feedback certainly helps.
Yes, it's been beautiful. The people we've met and the comments they've made.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
This has been an incredible ride.
We even have the first Nancy winner who won a cookbook. Yay, Suzanne! Congratulations!
Woohoo!
What were some of your fun moments on this crazy ride called the Nancy Boys?
We have been crazy, haven't we? We have done such a variety of things. I think, I don't know, I love silly, as you know.
Oh yeah.
Every once in a while we have a silly moment on this show.
Yes.
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
All those spatulas in your purses?
Yeah, well that was your invention, but it's okay.
Are they still in there, or did you finally get them all out?
I have a bigger bag.
Oh, okay. You've been adding?
Well, yes, because, you put the idea in my head, so now I have to add to it. And now everyone in my neighborhood and in my world knows that Martiqua has a bag full of all sorts of fun things.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I have people knocking on my door all the time.
So if you have an old spatula you've got to get rid of, just send it to Martiqua.
Well, as long as it's not too old.
Not too old. You like the tenseness of a
yeah.
brand new spatula?
Sure, there should be some rigidity involved somewhere. Yeah.
And Periwinkle's been an interesting addition, bringing all the arts to us. Thank her very much.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
The authors that she's presented, the sculpture, the art.
Well, you know, our community.
Such a mix.
We're such an amazing bunch of people. Our community is. And I think that creating that segment was all about highlighting that a little bit and talking to everybody about some of the ways in which we've contributed to the wider society.
Now, the name Periwinkle came from?
That is a Radical Fairy name that I found for myself when I became a Radical Fairy several years ago.
Wonderful.
And it just seemed very appropriate. Periwinkle Deep Forest.
Beautiful.
Yeah. They're an amazing bunch of people, and they help to inspire me to participate in this.
That's another great resource, I think, to help find yourself in this world.
Well, that is what it was for, and I needed it. I needed a connection to a wider community, and I haven't been as greatly involved as I would like to be. I would like to see that change, but you know, I've learned a lot because of them and about myself, and it's helped this show tremendously because I'm a lot more comfortable, a lot more relaxed, a lot more free with who I am and who I want to be, and I'm not as worried about scaring people as I used to be.
No.
No, I'm not worried about that anymore.
And Martiqua was an invention too.
She was the very first one, actually.
Wow.
Martiqua she was my very first creation.
Wow.
Yeah, and you had a great deal to do with that. Because you invited me to be in a show that you were doing. And
fabulous.
Because of that, I got to explore what she was going to become, and and it led to a lot of different things, and who knows what more it will lead to.
Oh yeah,
indeed.
Always evolving.
Yeah, indeed.
Now
Just changed
on the
a lot.
web.
Yep.
And we just got on Facebook. We have our Facebook page this
Wonderful.
week. So, yes.
Wonderful. Well, that's good news.
We're evolving and trying to change. We just don't
Wonderful.
know much about Twitter or whatever else is out there yet.
Well,
but
that's all
we'll
right.
get there.
One at a time.
One at a time.
That way you can do them right, you know. Every time you add something new, I'm very pleased to hear that.
Isn't
I'm
that
always
exciting?
excited to hear the next or the newest thing that we've added.
Isn't it exciting?
Yeah, it's wonderful. We have a history of doing a lot of that, so.
Oh yeah.
One of the things I like about
We
this
were
show.
on VHS tape and now DVDs and
Right.
yes, so on
Yep.
and so forth.
Live streaming on the web and archives.
Generously donated by David Stanton
Wonderful.
and his Gay Life TV.
Excellent.
Yes, stores all of our data up there in the cyber universe
And
somewhere for us.
If our viewers haven't checked out Gay Life TV yet, they should.
Yes.
Because I have, and there's a wide variety of things on Gay Life TV, just like on our show, and it's amazing, actually.
That they put it out there.
Sure.
Now that's .net. We gotta be
Okay.
important about that.
Yeah.
Well, I miss Flubber Fairy Rubber.
Yeah.
That turned out a little nuts.
That was really fun. Well, you know, nuts is a good thing on this show. Nuts is what we hope for.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
And we achieve it most every episode.
Yes, we do. I think it's kind of inherent.
I think that was
in
our
who we
first
are.
Don't Eat This episode.
Indeed, indeed. Although there were several we could have put that proviso on the front of, even though it did end up looking like food when we were done. We might have encouraged them not to eat it, but you know, that's they didn't have to. They just had to watch it.
Caramel roll nut house.
Yes, our free-form caramel rolls.
Now that
yeah.
one was the first episode that I forgot the recipe to, but we had all the ingredients. Right.
we found out how important having a recipe truly is to the end result of
At
what you
least
might be trying.
that time we did, yes. Other times we've managed to survive pretty well even without a decent recipe. Our audience doesn't even need to know.
No, that's
no,
true.
that's true. They're not actually eating what we're making, and if we throw it in a landfill somewhere so no one can, have
camera.
access to it, that's all good.
Actually, yeah, the first episode, that cheesecake recipe, was supposed to be a chocolate cheesecake, but someone
Right.
forgot to get the chocolate.
Right.
So it turned into creamy dewy cheesecake.
It didn't
instead
even
of
matter.
chocolate.
That actually was one of my favorite recipes, I think. There was a lot of work involved in that one, but the results were really fun. And
it turned out great.
It did.
Most
And
of our stuff does.
I spent a lot of time making cheesecakes with that recipe after we did that for my friends and for other people.
Turns out most of the time, did you ever get the crevice to get out of there? Or
No.
No, it's just part of the cheesecake.
Yeah, I think that's what
That's
you
what
have
frosting
to
is
expect.
for, or whipped cream and strawberries.
Yeah, if you really want to cover it up, sure.
Sure. If it bothers us.
Well, there's lots of things that we did in the kitchen that had their own unique look by the time we were done.
Yes.
But our show has its own unique look, so why should they be surprised? Right?
Absolutely.
What about you? What are some of your favorites?
For some reason, Ronnie Day and I got a grill, and then we decided to do some grilling that you and I did. Several episodes ago. Yeah.
That was fun.
We got to be outdoors.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to
danced
do that.
in, burned a few things.
Didn't have to worry about lights and all that fun stuff.
But you taught me how to use a kitchen bit.
Yeah, well, it was probably a good
If I
thing.
ever learned it.
Well, I think you were probably trying to make friends with the EMTs. I think
sure.
Yeah, I think you were trying to make friends with the emergency hospital people.
They pick you up on a stretcher, and 6 men carry you off. I mean, what could be better? Seriously.
Well, yeah, what would be wrong with that? I wonder. I don't know.
So
If
it
you
cost
do
you
it right,
$1,000 for the ride. So what?
Well, have to put a price tag on everything, I guess, and the price is worth it sometimes. So,
We started in the garden with a hoe.
Yes, we didn't get very far with that, did we?
No, we didn't.
Not
Like
so
other
far,
episodes.
anyway.
It started, and don't forget Jorge. How did Jorge come up?
I really don't know how that started. If only it were true. But it's okay that it isn't, because it helps me to be creative on camera. And be a little naughty on camera.
Yeah.
Which seems to upset so many people, but if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
I think that's important in life, is to be creative. In this crazy world
Yep,
that
I agree.
we're all a part of, get on this treadmill
I agree.
and take some time off one afternoon and just create whatever it might be.
That's right. You learn a lot about yourself when you're doing stuff like that.
And you're creating a book. You're a writer. I know
Well,
that.
I'm trying to be, yeah.
With the problems of hard drives crashing.
Well, and computer
Problems that way.
ineptitude.
Oh,
Let's not
gosh.
forget computer ineptitude. That's a tiny little issue, Yeah, it has something to do with the fact that I don't get very far with my writing.
We have computer problems here too on the show. Our hard drives have crashed 2 or 3 times. We had backup, but even the backup crashed the same day as the other stuff. So nothing matters.
Wow.
That's why we've redone the intro 3 different ways so far, because we've just lost everything and start over again.
Wow.
It's really pretty now, though. I really like
It's
the
wonderful.
streaming one that Ronnie Day came up with.
Well, and that's the thing. Isn't that the way most changes come about?
Disaster.
There's some sort of
Tragedy
accident
behind
or
it.
some disaster, and you flub your way through the newest incarnation, and it turns out wonderful.
It did.
So
just beautiful. Luna's Star Child. Now, she only made 1 appearance on the show.
That's right. But it was really fun for me because it was one of the first things we filmed, and I think it was the first time that I truly felt like we were being entirely creative. Even if we made something up from nothing, without a script or without an outline or without resource materials, because some of our stuff is completely made up, and so what? We were silly and we had a great time. And I think that was the first time I realized that what we did on this show was truly entirely up to us. And the sense of freedom that comes from knowing that was really powerful for me, because I think I was finally able to relax about the idea of being on a mic and being behind a camera and trying to just be myself, with warts and all, as it were. And well, I'm not going to talk about where they are, darling, or how many I have. I'm just using a phrase.
Oh, yes,
Chill.
it's all symbolic.
Yeah. But, you
It's
know,
true.
yeah, I think if that hadn't happened to me, I don't know that I would have had as much fun with this show. I would have been too nervous.
Oh, sure.
And too self-conscious.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not anymore.
Not anymore.
I truly am not. And I think it has made all the difference in the world. Not just for the amount of fun that I've had and the amount of teaching that we've been able to do, but the level of sincerity that comes across, I hope, with our audience. I think it's a lot easier for that to happen when you're finally confident and comfortable with what you're doing. And I'm just having a blast. So
us too.
I just think it comes across, and I think that's what makes the show so much fun to be a part of.
Yeah, maybe we're showing people that you can be free. One
Yeah.
afternoon, have some fun.
Even
you
if
might get something out of it too.
Right. Even if you have to create the entire universe in which you can make that happen.
Right. Sure.
And if that's what you have to do, then do it, for goodness sake. Because it will affect other people, and who knows, maybe you'll have more friends to play with.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
On this ride we call life.
That's right. That's right. It's great. Cool.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the collage of the authors, or the sculptures, or the
Well, I think
written work? I mean,
Yeah,
the stories you've read have been fabulous.
a lot of the stuff that I think I chose to talk
Oh,
about.
the transgender sheriff? Or you did a story about a transgender somebody
Oh, yes.
on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think that was a Jim Provenzano story.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, about
Very moving.
After the
powerful.
Change, I think is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
I might be wrong, but I think that's right. Yeah, I think sometimes it hasn't been easy for me to choose the material because I have to be concerned about the amount of time it takes.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
there is that in the background.
and the message and how to present it. But I think it's really important to let people know that no matter how sheltered your upbringing might be and your awareness of the wider world might be, that if you look hard enough, you'll find evidence of something you've never experienced before. I chose transgender stories. I chose stories about violence and things like that because I think one of the best ways to teach people is to surprise them, to shock them in a way, to get their attention, and then once you have it, put a message across that can change the way they think and the way they perceive things. And there's been so many terrible things that have happened in our community and outside of it that it's difficult to talk about. And sometimes sharing stories that other people have written ends up being a really good way to talk about those issues and create a comfortable atmosphere in which to do it.
Sure.
And inspire people to look for different authors and different materials and things like that. I just think that, you know, I never know for sure what direction I'm going to go in next. And I always have, I think I have 2 or 3 different projects I'm putting stuff together for right now.
Neat.
I don't know how long it'll take before they'll be ready or I'll be ready to put them on the air, but that's the joy of this. No, it doesn't
It's all the
at all.
creative process.
It doesn't matter at all, in fact. And I think that's one of the joys of doing this, is that we can take whatever amount of time we need to, as long as we feel like we're ready to do it, and we feel like we're able to do it in a way that'll help somebody else.
Yeah, the creative process is not just what they see on the film, it's the deciding what to cook, going to the grocery store. It's kind of like enjoying packing to go on a trip.
Not to mention,
enjoy all the memories after the trip.
Exactly.
The memories after the trip would be all the editing and adding music in the background. Thank you, Jack Shell. Fabulous man.
Oh, you know, he's one of the treasures. I think we're so fortunate to have found him.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that he's part of our community too, just makes me very happy. That we've included him in the family of what we do and given him exposure with his work. And it's wonderful. I was so happy when you told me about him the first time.
We've been very lucky.
Yeah.
TheSoundweaver.com, right?
Exactly.
All of his
I
work.
remember.
And he's got lots of variety.
He does. That's
Big
true.
component of the show.
Very instrumental and yeah, it's beautiful.
So, hey,
See the Titanic and the Hindenburg all at once?
Now that we've seen, all that weird show, I just say hats off to the people who make that show. Don't you think that's a great show?
Damn right.
Yeah, 100 episodes.
Yeah, do 100 more.
100 more Nancy boys.
I'm amazed they let him stay on that long, but
It's
good luck.
I like her cleavage better, by the way.
Who's her?
Diane! Yay!
Well, why don't you? Come on.
Come on, Diane!
No,
and then we'll cut it to black right there.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
On to your next turn.
Oh, I gotta wait that long?
But you want to
What are
put
you
this
hoping
in
is gonna
four
happen over
discard
there?
piles. You only want to put like
I wanna
numbers
win this
together
game.
usually.
Oh,
So you
it's
can
over
use them.
there.
Oh, colors.
He moved.
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter colors.
Numbers.
Different numbers, so they can use them.
You're not going to win that game by
Okay.
doing what you just did. You might win another game
Hey,
by
Dan,
doing that.
it's your turn.
My turn. Okay, I got 3, so I want to draw 2 more, right?
And drop that cigarette on the table. You're experienced.
I've just
yeah.
not got it down.
I didn't even light mine. I don't know what to do
All
with
right.
the damn thing.
Here's one. And
How can? Oh,
I got a
that's
tool
right.
for
More.
free.
Boy,
You draw that.
just borrow it.
Yeah, just borrow it.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
Don't you know how to go by the rules?
No. She thinks outside the box.
she looked
You
like
think
it.
outside the box.
I think he makes up these rules as we're
I
going.
think so. You notice he's probably winning.
Yep.
If you're watching
I'm
carefully.
not.